Morning, everybody. At 8:12 a.m. It is 8:12 a.m. It is October 26th. Market is insane. All right. Um, Definitely putting this year-end rally in doubt in some people's minds. Right. We played some games with the 200-day moving average. Yesterday we broke lower. Right. We're continuing to go lower. Could be some panic selling possibly happening, and the yields are still high. We have to see. I mean, people are still giving some bad guidance. So we have to see what really's happening in this market because it's, you know, you had a big bubble in the AI and stocks are overvalued. All right. So we'll have to see. I am not predicting anything. It's just very interesting because I go by each day how the market looks. So to me right now, like you could still have the year-end rally. That doesn't mean it's over. We could still overtake the 200-day moving average and move higher because everyone now is getting scared, right? And that's when things change. So things change on a dime. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's just interesting the weakness in this market right now, right? So without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. Use volume profile, market profile to find structure in the market, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, and the most traded price of the year, the week, the month, and the previous day. All right, try to stay away from looking at price action, and it fools me too. It gets me sometimes. So, but I like looking at this structure because it puts me on the right side. All right, I want to be on the right side of the market. I don't want to be fighting the market's trends, right? So, sorry about that. Um, that was in my introduction. My daughter was talking to me. Um, all right. So anyway, subscribe, set an alert. Of course, you want to subscribe now, right? When you hear my daughter, you don't hear my daughter, but you me talking to my daughter. If you want to hear more of that content, you can subscribe. Um, I don't know, give me a like. All right. Follow me on X at Gonzo719. Okay. Got thrown off a little there. My daughter's wanting to change her outfit. Um, that's the breaking news on my daughter. That's the volume profile on my daughter. Um, anyway, all right. So let's get into the watch list here. Let's see what we have going on here. And I'm going to assume the VIX. Oh, by Lord. Here we go. VIX is up 6.29%. All right, we're at 21.46. Okay, fear is alive in the market. Remember the VIX. The VIX is 30 days out of fear, a month out of fear. So Ether's up 1.42%. Silver up 0.47. The dollar is making a move higher. That is going to put weight on equities as well. The higher dollar, and that's an important level, 106.8. That's an important level, okay? Interesting, right? Gold is still up a little bit with the dollar being strong. That just shows with the war, and that keeps knocking on 2,000 gold. All right, 10-year yield. Now the bonds, 30-year bonds, are pretty much flat, so I'm not expecting too much movement at 820. The Dow is down 0.39. Russell's down 0.46. ES down 0.72. Nasdaq was down over 1% earlier. Okay, so getting a little profit taking. All right, went down to a key level. We'll get into that later. Bitcoin's down 1.84%. Okay, probably some profit taking there as well. Crude down 2 point, crude is down 2.9%. Okay, whenever this market gets spooked a little bit, sometimes crude then sees it as low demand. Okay, so that's and a higher dollar. Usually is not good for commodities. All right, so that's that. Let's get into the stocks I like to day trade and swing trade. Baba's up 0.22. That's pretty much the only leader. Obviously, we know Meta beat earnings, um, but we got a lot of weakness. The one percenters, we got AMD down at 94. Boy, Amazon really got hurt yesterday. Um, Hit a key negative gamma level under 125. Roblox, Nvidia down 1.7. Now that's down to 410. Tesla just getting really hurt, down 2.2% now. Google is falling farther. Okay, down to 122, is down 2.21%. Coin fired up there, right? Really volatile. Went all the way up to almost to 90. It's all the way back down to 75, which is a key level. Okay. Meta got good earnings. Initially went up, but now is down as they warned about the future, the guidance, about the economy. So that is now taking a tailspin. And Meta was really strong. See, and the one thing that's interesting about this market, the communication sector was the strong sector. Okay, that was people were still holding money. Now, why was that? Because the communication sector was the weakest last year. They got hurt real bad. You look at Meta, it was down to like $87. Okay, they got really smashed last year. Okay, so this could be a sign, possibly a turn for the weakness, right? People are getting out of the strongest sector. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I'm not a predictor. I just call it as I see it. Okay. Microsoft did get an upgrade. Adobe got an upgrade today. I don't know how much it's got to matter today. Okay. So let's move on. Top sector stocks. Okay. Here we go. So Johnson and Johnson. Now Johnson and Johnson down to 151 is looking mighty appetizing. Okay. Especially if we start to go into a recession next year. Okay. Same with McDonald's. Beaten down. That's a consumer discretionary, but it's kind of more or less like a staple. Everybody eats McDonald's. Okay. So those are unchanged, right? Visa is down. MasterCard just reported earnings, so that's a sympathy, right? Exxon with the crude going down. UPS had did not look good with e-commerce slowing down, lower demand. They are getting really hurt. I did buy that earlier in the year, but I got out with a profit, so I'm out of that. So I'm not hurt by this. So I know I talked about me going long UPS earlier in the year. I did get out of that for a small profit when I saw the weakness. So good, I got out of that. Um, so that's what's going on there. Let's go on the sectors. All right, let's look at sectors. All right, is there a leader? No. But what's at the top? Materials, defensive. Utilities, flat, defensive. Right? Staples, defensive. Real estate, defensive. And then you have weakness in all the growth, right? Semis. Well, financials is a big part, right? Healthcare. Now, healthcare is defensive, okay? And it's at key level right now. 127, 126 is a very key support level, okay? But you got XLKs down 0.43, discretionary, Amazon, Tesla, energy, and communications. That was the sector that was strong, and it's finally getting weak. Finally getting selling in Google, Meta. Okay, that is down 1.36%. That's pretty notable. All right, that's pretty notable. All right, so let's get into some little bit of news here. All right. All right, so just some things. I'm going to briefly cover it. We know about the Meta. Now, the reason Meta here says Meta fell as much as 4% in the pre-market trading in the United States after stating that it is subject to the whims of uncertain economic environment. That's why it fell after initial spike. Okay, so just and then the Nasdaq suffered the worst drop this year while yields climb. Okay, it's worst drop of the year, so it's not looking good. Okay, so what do we have on tap? What do we have on tap today? Economic calendar. Let's look at today. Now today we have GDP, growth rate, durable goods, okay, GDP index, initial jobless claims. So initial jobless claims we're very interested in look at, right? We're looking at forecast 200, consensus is 208. So if we go under this, right? If we go under this number, say we come in at like 180, 170 or something, this is more bearish. All right, that just means the Fed needs to do more work. All right, you want to see this hot. This number should beat expectations to be bullish. Okay, you had Fed Waller speaking at 9 a.m. pending home sales at 10 a.m. So the home sales, stay away from initiating a trade at 10 a.m. All right, stay away. You're gonna get if you're real close to your entry and your stop loss, you get whipped out. And tomorrow we have PCE, which everybody's going to be really paying attention to. Okay, some earnings, okay, that came out. Meta we talked about. IBM stock rose 1.3%. UPS stock fell 3.4 after the delivery service cut and its 2023 revenue forecast due to lower e-commerce demand. Right. Ford stock rose 2.4% after tentative labor deal. All right. What else? Merck rose 0.6. Southwest stock fell 3% after the carrier reported a third quarter profit that fell about 30% on soaring labor and fuel costs. That's not good for transports, right? For the airlines, not good at all. So what else here? All right, so we got that news. UPS, Morgan Stanley Morgan Stanley's Ted Pick to take helm at CEO from James Gorman. Morgan Stanley's Ted Pick won the race to succeed longtime CEO James Gorman. That's what's going on with Morgan Stanley. All right. There's other earnings that was posted. Let's see here real quick. Hershey, they beat. Who else beat? I know Royal Caribbean. They company raised its full year profit forecast backed by higher ticket prices as well as steady demand. The cruise company said occupancy in the third quarter was up 109%, but I believe the stock is down. So Southwest, I already talked about that. It's Valero beat as well. All right, let's just get into the daily charts here. Let's see here. Boeing had not that great of earnings and it was up pre-market. Then obviously it came down to earth. Let's see. JP Morgan raised its target price of Meta. Right. Boeing got their price target cut. Okay. So those are certain things we're looking at here. Okay. Let's move into the daily charts. All right. That's what I really want to focus on now. We're going to get into some futures charts. Just to show you where we're at there. Okay. So SPY. We took out this swing low yesterday. Okay, let's get in closer here. So this swing low, we took that out yesterday. Closed below it. That's bearish, right? See what we did here. Look, we came under, tried to get over the 200-day moving average previous day, and then look, whoop, took out these longs yesterday. Okay, underneath this level here, underneath the 200-day moving average. Okay. Now, if you look at the express chart, we zoom out a little bit. Okay, this is last week's high, last week's low. We're below last week's low. This is another week's previous week's low. We're below that, right? So we zoom out a little bit. Okay, you have resistance that could become support here at like 415. Okay, that's where the market is right now. We're right at this. See this here? This was resistance, resistance, resistance. Came support here. Now that could turn into the level that we kind of stop at today, 415. Okay, that's why the market's there. That's where we are right now. We're gapping down right there. If we were to get 2 more days of weakness, you can see there's a lot of a balance here that should slow down the market. Okay, in the middle of that balance, kind of is like at the bottom right here. Support is 409. I actually have a broken one, a put broken wing butterfly on that I put on when we closed below the 200-day moving average. I put that on for a credit, and now I'm getting additional credit. That's the beauty of broken wing butterflies. So I would love to see a quick flush move down quick off the open, and I'll get additional credit on that trade. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm hoping that happens. Okay. So that's really what you're looking at here. 415, we could definitely bounce or balance around that. Or if we get a flush down the next couple days, 410, 409. Okay. Now let's go to the Qs. Okay, so the Qs, notice the structure. I talked about it yesterday. Swing low here, that was breached, right? And then we came down here and tested this swing low again, and that also happened to be the previous month's low. Well, yesterday, that's a big candle, right? So you came up to this level, couldn't go higher, and then wham, you took out this low. So now you're below this prior month low. Okay. Next step, you look to the left, right? This is a prior month's low. Right here. Right here, that level is 346. Okay, 346.54. Okay, below that is poor structure, and you can go all the way down to 322, but you still have the 200-day moving average 338. I'm just saying there's poor structure. I've been talking about this for a while. Very poor structure here, and the strongest sector in communications is getting weak. So we just have to see what's going to happen. Okay, where are we at right now? We're at 347. So we're right here. And look to the left. 347 is this level that I've just talked about. That's where we're pretty much at. Okay, so that's where we're at in the Qs. Very weak. Okay, so like I said, either we balance here, flush to it, and then come back up. Flush through it, I mean, and come back up. So don't know what the market's going to do, but we are at a key support already in the SPY and in the Qs. Okay. All right. The yields, I mean, they're pretty much, we can get into that. Let's just real quick. Okay. I don't know if that came up or not. All right. Now, 10-year yield. All right. So 10-year yield, look what happened. Boom, 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 up. Right? This is put weights on the market. Then we came down. Then look, pushed up yesterday. Now TNX right now is down 0.16. So if we break up into 5%, that's just going to put so much weight on this market. Okay? And myself, I've been laddering in to like T-bills, and I've been raising my durations, right? I started out with like 4-week T-bills, 8-week T-bills, 26-week T-bills, then 52-week T-bills, and I just got into 2-year note at 5%. So, why, park some money in this. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying what I'm doing. Don't follow what I'm doing. But that's what I've been doing, laddering in. So I'm going to keep laddering in to more longer duration with these rates. Okay. So if the yields go higher, that's just going to put a lot, of The higher these go, the more weight on tech. And if tech takes debt out, corporate debt, that's just going to be more expensive and way down on costs. So that's why that happens. So let's look at the VIX. All right, the VIX pumping right up here. Look at this. We're at 21.23. We got fear in this market, folks. Okay, we got fear in this market. Look at that. We haven't been at this level. You kind of got a little bit of resistance here at 21, right? But look at this. We go into this range, boy. Now I did get something the other day. Okay, I'm going to show you guys real quick. And I did get this, I got this alert that I have. It's just a regular alert. It doesn't get, it reverses. So it automatic, I never have to take it off. I just want to show you guys something that I got the other day. Okay, this is the put call ratio. All right, it's ticker $P call. Now I have alert set at extremes. I got this alert yesterday and I have it in there as a market reversal. So when this goes super low, that means people are buying calls. It's an extreme level of call buying. And look what happened to the market. So that hit an extreme level the other day, and I have a note that says look for a market reversal. Could be a reversal to the downside, and that came to fruition. Okay, same thing on the top here. But you look at the P call. Anytime you hit the top, which would be more puts, and you go to this extreme level up here, 1.47, usually means a reversal is coming. All right, it's a pretty cool thing. I have alerts set that they go off, and I did note that. I was like, oh, the P call hit an extreme level, right? So I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. I thought that's, I don't live and die by it, but it's pretty accurate. You can see when call buying gets crazy, we usually snap and get a reversal. Okay, so let's get into some levels. All right, in the market profile, volume profile, but we're gonna switch it up a little bit here, and I'm gonna really, let's see here. Let's get in here. So let's look at where we're at in futures. Okay, I just want to show you guys this chart. This is I'm gonna make this so you guys can see it better. Okay, so here's the futures chart, and this is the ES. Okay, notice the most traded price of the year is 42.45. I talked about that, right? But now, okay, we're way below the 200-day moving average in the futures market. Okay, here's the next node, 41.15. Okay, now you can see this is the most traded price of the year. Now look to the left. See all this congestion where we're around? Well, we're going to go to the bottom right now. We're headed towards the bottom of that consolidation from the past. It's the job of the market now to find support there, right? However, you break that and you fall, you're going to fall down here to 41.13. Okay, so the market could retest this level, fall back, but if it takes the level, it could go higher. Okay, let's look at the NASDAQ. It's very important in the NASDAQ what happened just now. Okay, here's the NASDAQ. This is the profile for the year in the NASDAQ. Okay, so look what we did. So people don't look at futures charts, 200-day moving averages a lot, because if they just look at SPY and Qs, right? Triple Q is nowhere near the 200-day moving average. But in the futures market, look what happened. Okay, we went below the 200-day moving average in futures daily chart. Okay, trust me, futures traders pay attention to this. Okay, now look, we're above it. Okay, just came, I've talked about this before, from the most traded price of the year, which was 153.17, right up here, right? You can see how much volume was there. Well, now we just took that out, right? We took out this low. Okay, now look, this poor structure here. But look, I've talked about this before. Look at the little node here that I said we could bounce at prior videos, all right? This 14242 level has a little high volume node here. Look where we came, right there, and we're bouncing. Okay, now the job of the market here is if it comes up to this support, this this section right here. See this shelf here? Right there. If it comes up there today, that could be the test, and it could get hit and go lower, right? But I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, I don't really know what's going to happen. Okay, now express chart, same thing, just looked at a little differently. There's that node down here talked about, 4117. Okay, most traded price. I just wanted to show you guys here on this chart, Nasdaq. Now you can see what I'm talking about here, and I've said this in previous videos. Like I said, it's not easy to trade this, okay? But right here is that node I talked about in previous videos. I said that we can revisit, and we did. That's where we went. And now it's the job of the market to test this support that was broken, 114586. If it retests it, that is really the test for the market. Does it go back into this range, or does it fall and you take out the longs here? We could also consolidate down here and fall down. And you fall down, you're falling down to probably down to 134.48 to this node here, this high volume node here. So I just wanted to show you guys that I've talked about this before and it happened. Okay, so that's how the volume profile works. It's just very easy to see. Oh, we're gonna probably come back down to here. I don't even have to look to the left. Oh, we're probably gonna come down here. That's the beauty of the volume profile. Okay, now let's look at our structure. All right, let's look at structure. Okay, so I'm gonna only cover the ES today because I have to take my daughter to the bus. But here's our profile. Okay, not a complete profile. A lot of buying up here, but look, I told you, break from balance. That's what we did. All right, so real quick, everybody, um, we moved from balance. We came down here into demand right now, and we're pushing up. Okay, so real quick, we have this much long activity to this much short activity, but it doesn't matter. We're pretty much pushing up from the lows, and remember, overnight lows are not secure. Okay, overnight lows are not secure. And look what happened yesterday. We could not take out the most traded price of the year, and then we fell, right? And I said we were coiling with this most traded price of the month and the week equal. Okay, the key is, can the market move the most traded price of the week down here? That would make a move lower possible. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. Now we're gapping down, so here's the gap fill right there. It's all about that. Do we test it, go lower? Do we go back into range? Do we gap and go? That's the scenarios you got to look for. It's never easy to trade gaps. Okay, it's not easy. But you have single prints here, and you have a little gap here. You know, that could be the test. This marked the most traded price of yesterday. Okay, so let's look at this bearish scenario really quickly, because I got to get out of here. Alright, so if I'm looking for a bear, so you have supply right here, but what I'm thinking is we can push down, come back up, test this gap. That could be obviously roll over. The real test, I believe, is going to come here with the most traded price of yesterday. If we come up, fill the gap, but then hit that most traded price, and we can't take it out, we're gonna roll over, and we're gonna try to test these overnight lows. Okay, that's what's gonna happen as far as the short side. As far as the long side, okay, we have demand here that's held. So two things gonna happen. You can push down here, come right here, take out the overnight low, hit the bottom of this demand, lower high, lower high. That could fuel the move up into the gap, fill that gap. That could be the end of the move, or you could push into the range, All right, you got the mid, 50% mid of yesterday's 420.20, 42.28. Okay, and you could possibly tag the most share price of the year. I don't know if that's possible, but you have to look at it like that. You have to look at it like that. That's really what I'm looking for. Okay, so that's gonna be it for me, everybody. I don't have time to analyze the cues today, so I have to go. So if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. All right, and if you learned anything, hopefully you could subscribe, set an alert. All right. Everybody have a great Thursday. Be patient. These gaps are hard to trade. So I'll see everybody tomorrow.